Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. Get ready, because what we're hearing out of NFL circles right now is nothing short of a potential game changer for the Washington Commanders. Rumor has it that the Titans are preparing to make a bold move that could reshape their roster and, more importantly, have a ripple effect on the NFC East. The name in the spotlight: L'Jarius Sneed, the talented cornerback from the Tennessee Titans. And yes, the whispers suggest that the Commanders might be in the mix for him, potentially landing a shutdown corner that could elevate their secondary to a whole new level. This isn't just speculation. Sources indicate that the Titans, sitting at 110 and with a hefty $19 million in cap space that's freed up from the Levis extension, are looking to rebuild. Their priority is clear. They need to free up cap space and focus on bolstering their offensive line and wide receivers. As part of that, they're reportedly open to trading Sneed, who's been a solid player in their secondary for the past 6 seasons. And let me tell you, this isn't just any trade. If it materializes, it's a move reminiscent of the Gilmore trade to the Panthers back in 2021. An aggressive, strategic decision aimed at strengthening the defense or acquiring assets for future drafts. The Titans are reportedly eyeing a third-round pick in the 2026 draft in exchange for Sneed, with the goal of accumulating picks to target a quarterback early in the upcoming draft. The idea here is clear: rebuild with youth, add draft capital, and prepare for the future. But what does this mean for the Commanders? Well, it could be a major upgrade for their secondary, which has struggled at times this season, especially after key injuries derailed their defensive unit. Washington is currently 3-8 and has seen its pass defense falter, allowing more yards and big plays than they would like. Adding Sneed, a lockdown artist who's known for covering even the toughest receivers, could be exactly what they need to turn things around. Now I know what you're thinking. What makes Sneed such a valuable target? Well, for starters, he's a versatile cornerback who was drafted in 2020 and has carved out a reputation as a shutdown corner. Over his 6-year career, he's accumulated impressive stats: 260 solo tackles, 92 assists, 6 sacks, 10 interceptions, 3 fumble recoveries, and even 2 Super Bowl rings. His PFF grade averages around 85.8, with a coverage grade of 87. He's particularly good at limiting yards after catch, allowing just 3.9 yards per reception, and has proven to be a clutch player in tight situations. In 2025, Sneed has played 7 games, totaling 18 tackles, 8 assists, and 26 combined tackles, without any major injuries. Yet despite his solid play, the Titans have been struggling defensively, allowing an average of 27. 5 points per game, which is a clear indicator that they're trying to shake things up. The move to trade Sneed could have a massive impact on Washington's defense. Imagine him lining up on the outside, shadowing some of the league's top receivers like A.J. Brown or other dynamic playmakers. His ability to blanket receivers and make plays on the ball would give the Commanders a true shutdown corner, a rare commodity in today's NFL. And this isn't just about one player. It's about changing the entire dynamic of the secondary, making it much more aggressive and capable of forcing turnovers. If the Commanders succeed in acquiring Sneed, it's expected that his presence could lead to an increase of about 8 additional interceptions over the course of the season, jumping from their current total of 10 to potentially 18. That's a game changer, folks. Plus, his coverage skills would boost the team's EPA, expected points added per pass, by around 15%, and reduce points allowed significantly, from roughly 26.9 to about 21 points per game. Now let's talk matchups. Sneed versus the division's top wideouts would be a sight to behold. His ability to cover tight, physical receivers like A.J. Brown, or even stretch the field against speedy guys, would be instrumental in shifting the balance of power in the NFC East. Pairing him with other talented defenders like Forbes, who's been improving, could create a secondary that's not just good but elite. For example, Sneed's presence could translate into fewer big plays, potentially reducing explosive gains by about 25%. And on third down, His ability to tighten coverage could lead to a 14% increase in stops, helping Washington get the ball back more often and sustain drives offensively. Speaking of offense, having a more reliable defense with a shutdown corner like Snead could also open up opportunities for the offense to take more risks. It's no secret that the Commanders' offense has shown flashes of brilliance this season, especially with players like Sam Howell, who's been impressive as a young quarterback trying to find consistency. But to really push for a playoff run, they need all three phases working in harmony. Improving the secondary would give Howell more confidence, knowing that his deep throws and risky passes aren't constantly in danger of being picked off. It would also help in close games, where every possession counts, and the defense's ability to shut down opponents in key moments could be the difference maker. Now, looking at the bigger picture, the NFL odds for Washington making a deep playoff run could see a bump if this move happens. Right now, the Super Bowl odds are in the range of plus 100, but with the addition of a player like Snead, some betting markets might start to see Washington as a sleeper team, maybe even pushing those odds closer to plus 30. For context, that's the kind of boost that can energize a fan base and bring new attention to the team's potential. The NFC, as competitive as ever, has room for a team that can tighten up its secondary and take advantage of the opportunities that a lockdown corner could provide. The NFC East, which has historically been a tough division, could see Washington leapfrog some of its rivals with this kind of upgrade, especially if they add further pieces in the draft or free agency. Now, let's not forget the draft angle here. The Titans, with their focus on rebuilding, are eyeing draft capital that could help them develop a new core for the future. They're perhaps more willing to part with Snead now because they're looking to gather assets and focus on the draft, particularly to find a quarterback and bolster their front seven. For Washington, acquiring Snead means not just plugging a hole but making a statement, showing that they're serious about contending, about locking down their division, and about making a real push toward the Super Bowl. It's a move that could reshape the secondary, boost confidence across the team, and send a message to the rest of the league that the Commanders are back in the game. Of course, all of this hinges on the negotiations and whether the Titans and Commanders can come to an agreement. But if the rumors prove true, it's going to be a blockbuster transaction that fans will be talking about for months. The potential impact on the team's defense, their playoff chances, and even their Super Bowl aspirations is enormous. Washington has been building towards this kind of upgrade for a while now, and this could be the piece that pushes them over the edge, especially if they add more talent in the draft and free agency. In the end, the move for Snead could be the type of strategic shift that the Commanders have been waiting for. A true shutdown corner who can lock down the league's best receivers and help turn the defense into a nightmare for opposing offenses. It's a bold move, but if it happens, it might just be the catalyst that propels Washington into the playoffs and beyond. And with the NFC being as open as it is this season, a team with a lockdown secondary could be the dark horse that surprises everyone and makes a deep run. The future looks bright, and this potential deal could be what finally puts Washington back into serious Super Bowl contention. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So fans, what do you think? Is Snead the missing piece for the Commanders' defense? Do you believe he can help them break through and finally get that elusive Super Bowl trophy? I want to hear all your thoughts. Drop your comments below and tell me how you see this playing out. This is exactly the kind of move that could define the future of Washington football. Remember, I'll be back very soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Commanders news. Let's keep the passion alive and keep pushing toward that burgundy and gold glory. We're in this together, and trust me, exciting times are ahead for the Washington Commanders.